Okay, well, we'll start with the first of the press conference on this second day of Dubai World Cup Week. Delighted to say Hong Kong-based trainer Casper Fownes joins us to talk about his two runners that he's had here. First up, you've had experience of Dubai World Cup night before and, with a horse such as Lucky Nine. It is a special night, isn't it?
Oh, no doubt. A special night in the world stage, and it's just an honour to get a couple of horses racing here.
And for you, let's first of all talk about Gun Pitts. Had to run one run here already, so how, presumably, you left something to work with that day, despite the fact the horse at Special Fighter went a long way, won very easily in the end.
Yeah, no doubt. I'd like to think he's come on nicely from that first up run, and you know, I was happy with his work this morning, and he's looking really well. He's in a good place. He's very comfortable here. He's happy.
Do you feel he's overpriced? He's been sort of looking at the way it's been framed, the race and the market. Do you think he's not getting the respect he deserves?
Obviously, I respect so many good horses in the race, but I feel he's a live chance to certainly pick up, you know, a first four, first five sort of chance.
Is he the best horse of this type that you've had in your yard? And of course, you've had so many good horses.
Yeah, oh, he's certainly on the dirt. He's pretty special. You know, obviously, I think down the road to take him to America would be probably right up his alley, because we know that dirt compares to Hong Kong. We failed in Japan because the dirt was very heavy, but his first run here was really good, and I feel he's probably going to improve 2-3 lengths on that.
And at this stage, obviously, the draw is key, but would you see, or are you quite happy with whatever you get tomorrow?
Well, it just depends how the track plays, because you know, 3 weeks earlier it was just you had to lead to win. So I'm sure they try to fix that, because that was very one-dimensional. If the track's fair, I would suit my horse really well. He can come off a good speed. And
as the stamina will need to be. You saying what 3 weeks ago you just felt it was a very hard track to race on, and your horse didn't adjust to it, or how?
No, he ran well, but I mean, you know, he was leaders back, and you know, you could see at the top of the straight he came to challenge, and the last 100 he felt it a little bit. The jockey didn't hurt him, so he's going to improve off that. But again, we just hope it's not going to be very pace orientated on the night. You know, if it's a fairish track, he'll get his chance and he'll show us what he's got.
And the other horse you got in the Shaheen Dominaire, Frankie Dettori, I see is booked to ride.
Yep.
How did that come about? And tell us about the horse as well.
Well, I've known Frankie for a long time, and you know, just asked him if he was free in that race, and he was free. So I said, you know, ride mine. I said he's a good dirt horse in Hong Kong. He's not the best, but he's certainly in the top 3 from Hong Kong at the sprints on that surface. He's in good form. He's come off a good win on the grass his last start, and he's trialled up decent last week in Hong Kong. And I'd say he's probably a first 4 chance for sure.
And so, what do you think the key to him putting in a good showing is?
Well, for him, he's a real on-speed horse. I think going this direction will really help him. He's travelled up really nice. He looks a treat in the morning, and you know, I think this race on paper it looks to be a race that Hong Kong's going to be really competitive in. I mean, year in and year out, we've always proven that we're up there with the big boys, and we're challenged to win this race. So I think it's the same this year. We've got 4 horses in it, and I think they'll be very close.
So where do you see, you're very closely rated all the Hong Kong horses, or what?
There's not much between them. I mean, probably David Hall's horse is striking form at the right time. He looks a treat at Quarantine, which surprised me because he's a light horse, but he's done really well in a couple of days here. So him, and obviously Tony Millard's horse just came very close last year.
So for you, I'm obviously been champion jockey in Hong Kong. What would it mean for you to have a winner on Dubai World Cup night? Would it be
champion trainer?
Champion trainer, yeah.
It'll be a little,
yeah.
A bit heavy for that.
Yeah, champion trainer in Hong Kong.
Yeah. Now, yeah, of course. I look forward to this, and it would be great to win a race here. Absolutely, I've got my family coming up, so you know we've got a lot of support, and yeah, we've got close in the past, but hopefully we can snag one.
Okay, questions.
Cass, you've had a lot of success travelling around the world, all over the globe. How are these horses compared with their travel? You've mastered the art, and then you're really happy with the way they've arrived?
They really have, Clint. Yeah, they look a treat. They've settled in real quick, which is important. You know, wherever you take a horse, if after sort of the first 48 hours they can really get back on their feet and and get back their body weight, which Gunpert did really quick. The other horse is probably a couple of days behind that, but he's looking a treat and he's happy. So I think that's the key. If you can just get them on track and give them every possible chance leading into the race, they're going to give you something.
And it's been a difficult road, obviously, for Hong Kong horses in terms of the dirt. Having a runner in the World Cup, what does that sort of mean to the owners and yourself?
That's huge. I mean, because it's proven that they say in Hong Kong Hong Kong's grass racing. They don't consider dirt really, but which is a shame because we've got so many good dirt horses, and I think for us to have a few on the world stage, it shows they should seriously consider raising their game in Hong Kong and start racing at a higher level, Group 3s and into Group 1s, because we're competitive wherever we go on the dirt.
Is that a likelihood, Casper, that there's this sort of lobby now with the horses finishing 2 of the first 3 places in this race last year? Sterling City wins the race, was it the Quinella the year before? That it looks clear that there should be a lobby for this to continue.
100% it should be. I mean, you've got Korea coming up with a couple of big dirt races, so Hong Kong's got to pick their game up. It's proven that we've got so many good horses, and they've got to give the clients the chance to for their horses to perform at that level. So then you can travel around the world and even and you're going to be really competitive.
You talked about a pace-oriented thing as well for the Gola Jane. There does seem to be loads of pace in the race as well. The American horse, Exojet, goes forward as well. Domineer, he can be tactically versatile.
Sure, he can be. He can just sit off them and have last crack at them. And if I want to use his gate speed, he's got a heap there as well. So it just depends. We'll play it as the track is.
Him though, he's put together. He's run 5 times in group races in Hong Kong. 4 of those were Group 3s. His best position was 5th. How do is there any circumstances behind that?
Well, it's just, again, it's non-dirt races, so I don't really worry about that. Wherever he's performed has been Happy Valley. He's been outstanding at Happy Valley, and Sharty in dirt, I think he's only missed the placing once, He's very consistent on that surface. Obviously, the dirt's a bit heavier here than it is in Hong Kong, so that's another question mark, but his fitness levels is in top form, so for sure, for sure.
Your record in the race as well, looking now around 3rd and Green early 4th, so
yeah.
This fella
he's on a par with them as far as being on the dirt for sure.
That's good.
Yeah, thanks.
And you touched on it with Frankie and also got Jan Moreira, so secured a couple of really the world's best riders for your horse. That must be a great.
Yeah, it's great. It's it's wonderful to have 2 of the best hoops out there. Frankie's outstanding. Geez, his record's just unparalleled. 500 odd group races. So for him to be on mine, I'm very happy with that. And Joe's up and coming superstar, and it's great.